Okay, welcome to another little short devlog. I'm gonna try to cover all of the changes that have happened since the last time I made one, which I can't remember. But basically, the only thing that's really changed is I've added some more objects to place and some more scenes to be in, with the objective of kind of diversifying the possible, mostly the color palette, basically, that the screen will have throughout the gameplay. So previously, for example, if I go to one of the hoppers, all of the action was here on this gray lunar surface. So, not bad, but, you know, it kind of gets, like, old after a little while. Besides, the shapes are always the same in the background. The color is always the same. So, I added lunar surface 4.5 billion BC, dark moon, red moon, ice moon, and distant moon. So there already was this cartoony one, and this one is cartoony. My god dang controller never works. So here we go. So this one is cartoony, but it's also kind of purple and green. And the idea here is that when you're going to build out your course of all these different objects that you can place, you know, and they have different colors. So you can make a very dark theme, or more of a bright theme, more of a nighttime party theme. This is actually really common with racing games in general, where they put you in different themes to kind of diversify, because you're always just turning and going straight and turning and going straight, and it's a distance that changes. So one thing about it is just you don't get so tired, right? So your brain fatigues if you only see the one thing, because what's different isn't as significant. But the other thing too is, if a course has elements that are very similar and it looks the same, then your brain will correlate it to confuse you at times, because so much of the correlation is the same and it is only a little bit different. But if you make a totally different environment for a course that has a lot of similar elements, then there's a lot more for your brain to correlate differently, and you're less likely to kind of fall into a habit, if you will, have that muscle memory trap where you accelerate for a different course, and now your time gets worse because you accelerated for a different course, because so much of your, you know, it's kind of like when you switch from inverted to non-inverted pitch, and then every once in a while you get locked into this inverted pitch moment where you keep trying to figure out why you're going the wrong direction, and oh, it's because I'm suddenly trying to fly inverted. So changing your environment will also kind of mitigate that effect on how so many courses can have all these similarities, and it will be much more of a unique thing for the player. Each course can be more different when there's more differences that your brain interacts with. So here's the dark moon. So I like this one, it's just kind of dark. And here's the red moon. So these are just different moons that you might imagine to be real or not. You know, you can say this red moon, I know where this red moon is. You know, or maybe it's not a moon, it's Mercury. You know, whatever, some low gravity body. And here's the ice moon. So this one is really kind of supposed to be like one of those Saturn moons. What is it? Enceladus. It's all frozen. Yeah, and here's Saturn in the background. So, you know, it's nice and blue and white. And then here's the distant moon, and it's next to Jupiter. Here, so and I forget which one this one is. Europa. So just kind of to change your environment, and then along those lines, the objects that are new. So here's the original hoop size, and I didn't put that many here. So here's the original hoop size. Okay, so you can fly through that hoop pretty easy in the. Well, this is the original hopper hoop size, and then here's a new hoop. And so you can see that one is actually a little bit bigger. Okay. So now you can have some hoop size diversity while still having a basic ring. So this one is about the same size as that actually, but just the same. Here's a bigger one. That one was already in the game. So another thing that I added was not to the hoppers. This one is only to, well, I added this new scene to a bunch of the space vehicles. So here's the moon and the Earth in the background. Okay, and then so here I added these same rings. They're actually technically a different size for the space vehicle than the hoppers, but this one is the same size as the hoppers for these forward vehicles. And then here we have these new ships. So here's this freighter. So there's the bridge. And here's these tanks. And really this should probably be bigger for the size of the drone. But you know, it doesn't look that good when it's all big. And then another thing too is that you know, I kind of want it to be an obstacle, so I kind of was hoping that it would be like a big obstacle like this. And then once it starts to get too big, then it's not, it doesn't offer the same kind of obstacle quality. So here's some other ones. So this one is regular containers and some tanks on the bottom. It's a little bit smaller. And then these are all by the same artist. And then this one is like a warship, or it's not really a warship, there's no weapons, but maybe it's a government ship. All by the same artist. So these aren't weapons, these are reaction control system thrusters for controlling the orientation of the ship. And there's some antennas. But it's like a science vessel in the description of the ship. These were all free assets. I forgot to put it in the credits, but all the information will be in the credits for the next time I post. And this one here is called the USS Iowa. So, and then here on the back, you can see all the other reaction control thrusters. And then the main engines. I'm not sure what you have going on over here, but maybe this has to do with cooling. Yeah, some kind of cooling system. I don't know. And that about summarizes everything that should be new at this point. Thank you very much.